Norwich City have a new manager tonight. He's Paul Lambert from Colchester United. He replaces Brian Gunn, who was sacked on Friday. Ironically, Gunn lost his job just days after the Canaries were thrashed 7-1 by Lambert's Colchester.
It's Groundhog Day at Carrow Road as another new manager enters the room. Former Celtic star Paul Lambert has taken Colchester to the top of the league. Now he's taken the job at Norwich. It's a truly scrumptious irony. Lambert's former side tanked Norwich to the tune of 7 on the opening day of the season. He unwittingly set things in motion. It was Lambert who effectively fired the gun, and it's Lambert who's taken his job.
If Norwich had come out the blocks flying and beaten us, I wouldn't be standing here today. So my employer, it was Colchester, said now it goes to the Norwich lads, and we will do everything we can to get their confidence going and get them playing a way that I think the game should be played.
10 days ago, Paul Lambert was sitting in this dugout, the away dugout, watching his then side, Colchester United, pop 7 goals past Norwich City on the opening day of the season. On Saturday, he'll be in this dugout, the home dugout, watching his new side, Norwich City, take on Wycombe. Colchester and Norwich are discussing compensation, but it'll be no consolation for the league leaders as they face Gillingham tonight without a gaffer.
I suppose it's sort of thing that people weren't expecting to happen, really, but these things happen. Hope everybody gets behind the team tonight and that we carry on at the top of the league.
Don't know what he's doing going there. 7-1, why would he want to go to a team that we actually smashed?
Norwich have acted very unprofessionally. I mean, you know, we made it clear that we wanted compensation agreed and never pointed him, really, without that being done.
When you come out here and you know you're in a proper game because of the fan base and the demand that it has for success, and the fans here are just willing for this club to do well, and I will do everything I can to give them success.
Norwich have got their man, their #1 target apparently. He's taken a rolling contract as the Canaries take yet another roll of the dice. Sean Peel, BBC Look East.
Meanwhile, Ipswich Town will be renaming the North Stand in honour of Sir Bobby Robson. Fans laid a carpet of tributes around his statue at Portman Road following his death last month.
It's been revealed that the NHS in Suffolk has spent £500,000 on a car park for head office staff. Health bosses spent the money on a farm next to their offices near Ipswich. Critics said today the money should have been spent on patient care.
The Riverside headquarters at Bramford, from which NHS Suffolk directs £850 million worth of healthcare to people across the county. When they moved in 3 years ago, they planned for up to 100 staff here. Now there are 180, and there's a distinct shortage of parking space. So they've shelled out £475,000 on the disused paper mill farm and some 6 acres of land. £50,000 will create an extra 70 parking spaces.
I think I can understand why people would balk at the idea that we would have spent money on car parking, but I think it's important to emphasise that the majority of our funding goes on frontline healthcare services, and really the expenditure we've done here is a very small proportion of our budget, but it's a necessary proportion to allow our workforce to operate effectively.
Prue Rush, a retired practice nurse, is a member of the local NHS public watchdog.
I think the first reaction will be that the people in Suffolk will think it's a slap in the face, as they're now having to try and raise funds for the cardiac unit at Ipswich Hospital, to find that there is a pot with £500,000 in to pay for parking. I think they will find this rather offensive.
But administrators believe they've got a bargain. They say when the nearby landfill site is closed down and landscaped in a few years' time, the land, once home to Paper Mill Farm, may prove to be a valuable asset to the NHS. Kim Riley, BBC Look East, Bramford.
A 2-month-old baby girl from Shoeburyness in Essex, who died after an alleged assault, was not known to social services. Chantelle Pilkington died last week at Great Ormond Street Hospital in London. A 23-year-old man was arrested on suspicion of causing grievous bodily harm and has been released on bail.
Improvement work has started on the second oldest operating pool in the country. The 4 Street pool in Ipswich is 114 years old. It will be closed from today for 12 weeks. It will be re-roofed, decorated and given a new heating system. In total, the council is investing £4 million in the town's swimming facilities.
The first plans for the pool were laid way back in 1886. when one of the Cobbold family gave the then Corporation of Ipswich the land and £1,000 towards building the pool. The actual original pool cost £4,200.
A town in Suffolk which used to have more than 20 pubs now has none. The Queen's Head in Eye became the last pub to close when the tenants decided they couldn't make it pay. The owners say they'll be looking for a new landlord to take it on.
They used to be at the heart of the community. One by one, they've shut their doors. All that's left, the odd sign. Now, a town that used to be home to over 20 pubs has none.
When we first moved in October, you'd get people coming in and spending their wages in there. You get about £100 a night off some people. It doesn't happen anymore. People just can't afford it. You can go and buy 18 cans for £6 in a supermarket, can't you? And it works out a lot cheaper.
The Queen's Head is the last to close. Locals blame the economy and the price of alcohol. It's something that lifelong resident Charles Flatman wants to see reversed.
The whole character of the town has altered if there's not a pub here. People come into the town to look round, and it's so nice if they could come in, have a drink and have a chat with the old people who have lived there all their life, like me.
And other locals say there's now one less thing to do in the town.
Oh, the place needs a pub, really, for the youngsters to gather around and play pool, I should think, and keep them off the streets.
Anything where people can't spend or are encouraged to spend in a local community, I think that is bad.
Because there's no such thing as a pub anymore, is there? Since they banned smoking, people just don't go there.
A spokesperson for Enterprise Inn said that they're currently in discussion with several interested parties whilst they carry out some statutory work on the pub. They say it's their intention to have the pub reopened as soon as possible. Felicity Simper, BBC Look East, Eye.